enjoying it. I'm not gonna put nothing extra on it. If he want to marry me, he can get me an apartment building.
Oh, okay. That would be, you don't want a ring, you want an apartment complex.
I'd give me a duplex, an eightplex or something. You know, the homegirls be like, where your ring? I thought you was engaged. Where your ring? Where your carrots? Carrots. Girl, please, I got units. Knock it off.
And for our twos, do you ever see yourself married one day?
So as far as Jenny Jen.
I love Jenny.
Absolutely, we are together, and I just appreciate her as a partner, as a woman, as an artist, as a human being. She's a special individual, and I like her a lot. Man, I'm just grateful for it. I thank God, and yes, we are good.
You write a lot about you want to be a husband one day. You have a rather famous relationship coach.
Oh yeah, yes. Michelle Obama, she has definitely helped talk me through just certain moments of relationships. We had conversations, and she has given me a lot of wisdom. But one great thing that she told me as I was going through this journey was that you have to understand you're not going to get anybody that's perfect because you're not perfect. So understand that there's some certain things that you will compromise in choosing that partner. But as long as the core values, the values that are most important to you, that person, marks off on that list, then you good.
She gave you some good advice there.
That's good wisdom.
She does some really good wisdom there.
Did Common really just get caught red-handed stepping out on Jennifer Hudson? Because Tiffany Haddish sure seems to think so. And she's been clowning J-Hud like it's her full-time job. Everybody knows Tiffany never got over Common moving on from her with Jennifer, and now it looks like she's finally taking her shot to get some payback. The whispers on the street been saying it for months. Jennifer better watch her back. Common ain't built for forever, and here we are. His history is messy. Trail of breakups long as a CVS receipt, and now Jennifer's looking like the next name on his heartbreak list. Word is he's already stepping out with another woman while J-Hud's been spiraling behind the scenes. And guess who's sitting back with popcorn in hand? Tiffany Haddish. She ain't even hiding it anymore, throwing shade left and right, laughing at Jennifer's pain, making slick little jokes like she's the one holding the mic at a roast. For her, this is sweet revenge, and she's soaking up every second of it. But the bigger question, why would Common risk it all with Jennifer Hudson of all people? She's got talent, power, respect, and he's out here acting like he can't settle down for nothing. Who's this mystery woman on his arm now? And is Tiffany low-key plotting a comeback, ready to slide right back in his life the minute J-Hud calls it quits? One thing's for sure, Common talks a lot about love and forever, but his track record tells another story. He's the type to play smooth in public, then switch up quick behind the scenes, and Jennifer just might be learning that lesson the hard way. Common's whole dating history tells the story loud and clear. High-profile flings, quick breakups, and a trail that screams, I don't do forever. But fans still held out hope that maybe, just maybe, Jennifer Hudson would be the one to finally change him. They thought she'd be the woman to settle him down, lock him in, and maybe even start a fresh family chapter with him. But that dream looks crushed now. Word on the street is Common's been cheating on J-Hud heavy, and she's been left heartbroken. What makes it even wilder? Just months ago, this man was out here in interviews calling Jennifer the one and even dropping hints about marriage plans. He painted the picture of forever love while allegedly running around with other women at the same time. Fans are shocked, Jennifer's devastated, and the whole situation is messy. But if there's one person who isn't shedding a single tear, it's Tiffany Haddish. She's sitting back laughing at the chaos like the whole thing is karma in action. An insider just dropped a bomb. Tiffany Haddish is secretly loving every second of Common's cheating scandal blowing up in public. And honestly, if you've been watching her moves since that breakup, this shouldn't shock you one bit. Tiffany has never really let go of Common, and she's made sure the world knows it with her constant shade and side-eye over the years. She's hinted plenty of times that she believed Common stepped out on her with Jennifer Hudson to begin with. And she's not shy about it either. One prime example, during an Instagram Live, a fan asked Tiffany if she ever got the earrings they gave Common to pass along to her. Tiffany didn't even blink before clapping back with pure bitterness, saying, "Girl, he never gave me no earrings. He probably gave them to Jennifer." That's not just shade, that's a full-on dagger. Now fans are piecing it together. Was Jennifer really creeping with Common while he was still with Tiffany? If that's true, Tiffany's long trail of slick comments and icy jokes suddenly makes perfect sense. To her, this whole scandal is karma doing its job, and she's sitting front row with a grin while Jennifer takes the fall. But here's the twist. Some fans think Tiffany isn't just enjoying the chaos. They think she's plotting a comeback move. She's been open about still being stuck on Common. And with rumors swirling about a side chick in the mix, people are asking, is Tiffany waiting for her chance to slide back in? And let's be real. If Tiffany thought there was even the slightest chance of winning Common back, nothing would scare her off. She'd be like, come close to me, baby, ready to risk it all. Because when they first started dating, it was clear as day that she was way more invested than he ever was. She's the one who pushed to make things official during the pandemic, blasting their relationship out to the public. They even quarantined together, and Tiffany couldn't stop showing him off. Remember that Instagram Live with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union? Tiffany made sure to tilt the camera just right so everybody could see her man sitting next to her. From the jump, she was over the moon about him while Common stayed laid back, keeping that poker face. For Tiffany's birthday, she wanted it to be unforgettable. She even talked in interviews about her dream plan, saying, I just hope me and my man go hot air ballooning, then have a nice meal. She compared it to her past birthdays, drinking with her grandma at 39, throwing herself a bat mitzvah-style party at 40, then wanting something magical at 41. But here's the kicker. Common skipped the whole hot air balloon fantasy, skipped the romantic gestures, skipped everything. He didn't plan anything for her birthday. After all her energy and effort, she ended up empty-handed while he barely lifted a finger. At the end of the day, sources say Common only sent Tiffany some flowers for her big birthday. And let's be honest, that's the bare minimum a man can do. Tiffany had been dreaming big. She even admitted she was hoping for marriage, saying she wanted him to propose with an apartment building instead of a basic engagement ring. That's how serious she was about building a future with him. But if you're wondering how Common reacted to all that, he brushed it off, making it crystal clear he was only there for a good time, not a lifetime. So when they called it quits just a couple months later, nobody was really shocked. Fans were honestly relieved Tiffany had finally escaped what they called Common's chokehold because he had her wrapped tight. But here's the twist. Common was the one who ended it, then tried to play it smooth by saying their breakup was all about busy schedules. Really? After Tiffany put her heart on the line, he threw out the oldest excuse in the book, and Tiffany wasn't having it. She clapped back fast with her own version of the truth, basically saying Common might just be the type of man who will never settle down with anybody. That one hit hard, because looking at his dating history, she might be right. Tiffany once hinted that Common was like a bee, just buzzing from flower to flower, never sticking around for long. She didn't outright say he cheated, but the way she framed it, it spoke volumes. And when Common moved on with Jennifer Hudson, Tiffany doubled down in interviews. She admitted their relationship had been the healthiest, the funnest she ever had, the one where she felt safest. But then she exposed the breakup wasn't mutual. Common hit her with the line, I think this relationship is running its course. And Tiffany's response, okay, you're gonna be a 50-year-old single man. Okay, savage. And now it's looking like he's pulling that same tired play on J-Hud. But here's the kicker. Tiffany and Jennifer aren't the only women who've gone through this cycle. Common's got a heartbreak resume that goes way back with names like Serena Williams, Taraji P. Henson, Erykah Badu, and plenty of others. And every single time, it's the same exact script. Just when the woman starts catching real feelings, he flips it, says psych, and moves on like nothing happened. Even crazier, almost none of his exes stay cool with him afterwards, especially not Erykah Badu. That one was messy. For context, Common and Erykah started dating in 2000 and stayed together for about 2 years before she finally called it quits in late 2002. And according to insiders, she ended things because Common did her dirty too. At first, Erykah Badu kept things private, but Common had no issue running his mouth about their breakup. He claimed the split happened because Erykah caught feelings for someone else and dumped him over the phone. In his own words, she handed it to me. I was in my hotel room on tour and she called me like, hey, I don't want to be in this relationship no more. I'm like, it's somebody else. He even called her his first love and first heartbreak, saying with Erykah, that was my first love where you just open and floating. When we split, I was 27 to 28. I was in a haze, just going through the motions. Sounds heartbreaking, right? But here's where the story twists. Erica eventually got tired of him painting her as the villain. She hinted that infidelity may have been the real reason, dropping a subtle but loaded statement. No, infidelity is not a deal breaker for me. We are all born sexual beings. I myself am not someone with a very high libido. I don't require intimacy for happiness. I need companionship. I need a partner I can depend on, that I can love and grow with. But I do understand the nature of these men I have been with. And men in general, they have a need to chase. Translation: Common was out here chasing other women, and instead of owning it, he spun the narrative like Erica dumped him for another man. That's manipulative at its core. And this is exactly why Common's rep in relationships has been so messy for years. He racks up heartbreaks, dodges accountability, and then tries to flip the story in his favor. Even after things ended with Angela Rye years later, he suddenly tried to rebrand himself, talking about therapy, growth, and being ready to be a better partner. Like, really? After decades of the same cycle? Clearly, whatever healing Common claimed to get from therapy didn't stick. He might as well ask for a refund, because the way he turned around and supposedly cheated on J. Hud while calling her the one, that's foul. He was out here putting on the perfect boyfriend act, making it seem like he'd finally changed while moving grimy behind the scenes. And the part that really stings, Jennifer Hudson did not deserve that. She's already been through more heartbreak and tragedy than most people could imagine. Y'all remember her relationship with wrestler David Otunga, right? Things took a dark, devastating turn when Jennifer's mom, brother, and nephew were brutally taken from her by her brother-in-law, just weeks after she got engaged. That's trauma you never fully heal from. Through it all, David held her down. He stayed by her side when her whole world collapsed, even planning little getaways to give her moments of peace in the middle of unimaginable pain. And then, like a ray of light in a storm, Jennifer found hope again. She got pregnant later that same year. By 2009, she and David welcomed their son, David Jr., and for a while, it looked like her family life was finally falling into place. But by 2010, cracks started showing. They'd been engaged for over 2 years, and people began asking when they'd finally tie the knot. Rumors swirled that the wedding was supposed to happen that year, but the date got pushed back. And that's when whispers started that not everything was as perfect as it looked from the outside. Jennifer and David eventually called it quits, but their breakup was anything but peaceful. Jennifer claimed that in the final stretch of their relationship, David's behavior took a dark and disturbing turn. She accused him of becoming aggressive, threatening, and even harassing both her and their young son. She painted a picture of a man who wasn't just bitter, but dangerous. Things got so tense that Jennifer said David started sending her chilling messages, the kind that left her shaken to the core. She was so alarmed she had to call security to stop him from storming into her studio and making a scene. Thankfully, he never showed up there, but the nightmare didn't end. According to Jennifer, later that very same day, things escalated at home. She claimed David confronted her, grabbed their son by the arm, and marched him upstairs into the master bedroom. Then, in a shocking move, he shoved Jennifer out of the room while still clutching their child's hand. That's the kind of moment no mother should ever have to face. So yes, Jennifer absolutely deserved better than that chaos. But here's the painful question. Was Common really an upgrade? Because looking at his track record, it's hard to believe he was ever going to be the good guy she thought he was. And now, Jennifer Hudson is just the latest name added to Common's long list of broken hearts. True to form, it feels like only a matter of time before he soft launches his next relationship on social media like nothing ever happened, smiling in pictures while Jennifer is left to pick up the pieces. And you already know Tiffany Haddish is eating this up like it's her favorite comedy special. But here's the wild part. Tiffany didn't just crack a little joke here and there. She cracked the whole story wide open. Suddenly, Jennifer's name is smack in the middle of the mess. Common is already parading around his rumored new flame, and Tiffany's making sure the world has front row seats to every ounce of drama. So now the real question is hanging in the air. Was Tiffany just being playful with her shade, or did she rip the bandage off some deep wounds Jennifer's still quietly nursing? Because either way, the effect is the same. The spotlight is burning on Jennifer, Common, and whoever this new woman is supposed to be. One thing's for sure, two things are certain. This story is nowhere near over. The next chapter is about to get even juicier, especially with whispers that Jennifer might actually be trying to win Common back. And if that's true, the drama's about to explode in ways nobody's ready for. So here's where it all stands. Jennifer Hudson, Tiffany Haddish, and Common tangled in a love triangle that feels more like a ticking time bomb than a romance. Jennifer thought she found stability. Tiffany thought she found revenge. And Common? He's out here looking like the same smooth-talking heartbreaker he's always been, leaving another trail of chaos in his wake. The streets are buzzing, the shade is flying, and fans can't stop dissecting every move. Is Jennifer really trying to win him back? Is Tiffany plotting her comeback? Or is Common already lining up his next headline-making fling like nothing happened? Whatever the truth is, one thing's clear. This saga is far from finished, and the fallout could get even uglier. But what do you think? Did Tiffany just expose the cracks Jennifer was trying to hide? Or is this all part of Common's never-ending cycle of heartbreak? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in with BarzBuzz, where the real stories always come out first.